Earnhardt Jr. How about that? We'll be talking about NASCAR's next big race in Nashville.
We'll be right back just after these messages.
Checkered flag of the finish line. The race is happening on NBC Sports, and we're going to talk live to NASCAR analyst Dale Earnhardt Jr. in just a moment. But first, a look at what's at stake tomorrow. High speeds, daring passes, big crashes. That's why NASCAR is one of the most watched sports in the country. Start your engine! And tomorrow, the sound of roaring engines will be music to fans' ears at the Ally 400 in Music City, Nashville, Tennessee. Last year's race at the Nashville Superspeedway was a high-flying success, with Kyle Larson speeding his way to victory. This year, the defending champion faces 35 other drivers to complete 300 laps on NASCAR's largest concrete track. Drivers typically average top speeds of around 200 miles per hour in the straightaways, putting their lives on the line. Among the biggest names set to compete tomorrow, Chase Elliott, Ross Chastain, Kyle Busch, and Joey Logano. But it's anyone's race as they get set to put their pedals to the metal and bring home the Ally 400 trophy, which, of course, is a custom guitar. We want to bring in NBC Sports NASCAR analyst and NASCAR Hall of Famer Dale Earnhardt Jr. He is at the finish line at Nashville Superspeedway. Dale, it's always good to talk to you. How are you this morning, my friend?
Doing great. Sun rising over the back of the speedway. It's about 75 degrees. Right around race time, though, it's going to be at 93 degrees, and that'll make it about 125, maybe 140 degrees inside those race cars for the drivers today. It's going to be tough.
Yeah, it's going to be cooking on those tracks. So for most of us, driving 10 miles over the speed limit on the highway is about as fast as we get. I've seen Morgan hit about 80.
I mean, I love an 80. I like a nice 80
yeah, that was aggressive.
Yeah.
I was impressed. But these guys, they sometimes get close to 200 miles an hour on the track. So take us behind the wheel. What does it feel like at speeds like that?
Well, it's obviously very fast at first, and it takes a lot for you to kind of process how quickly things are going by and how quickly you're going around the corner. But as you do that more and more and more, things sort of slow down. You know, all the things that are happening around you, your reaction gets better. You get more and more comfortable behind the wheel, confident in the race car and the grip the car has. You start pushing the car to the limit, sometimes over that limit. But, you know, all the drivers, that's their job, to push hard every single lap, every single corner, all day long.
Well, speaking of that, Dale, look, I am from the great state of North Carolina, but for those who are not blessed to come from the Tar Heel state and don't understand NASCAR, what should new NASCAR fans be watching for? What sort of strategy is involved in these races?
Well, like you guys mentioned, we're at the start of a 20-week run to the championship. So with 10 more races left in the regular season, these guys are going to get more and more aggressive. And then we have our 10-race playoffs that leads up to Phoenix, where we crown the champion. All bets are off. All these guys are going to be pushing all the chips onto the table, getting very, very aggressive. We've had a lot of guys aggressive all year long, beating on each other, beating and banging, creating rivalries. Those will spill over into the playoffs, and it's going to be fireworks right here on NBC.
Hey, Dale, you're retired from full-time Cup competition. You still get out there every so often, notably driving in the Xfinity Series. You know, what was that like, and are you missing that NASCAR gig?
I love driving race cars, always will. That's never going to leave my mind. I think it helps me in the booth, really, to have a little passion for it and want to be out there on the track competing with the guys. I got to do it every once in a while. I love to get out there and scratch that itch, and I race at least once or twice a year, but really helps me up in the booth, understand what the drivers are dealing with, what they're thinking about.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, you got two adorable daughters, so nice to get a little extra family time in, I trust, as well. Dale Earnhardt Jr., we always appreciate your time and your behind-the-wheel expertise. It's good to see you, by the way. Folks can watch.